All right, we are back once again. I'll put this up as my hiatus return video. I have a couple videos backlogged, but I didn't get around to posting them because I got caught up after I got back from Europe. But basically for this one, let's do squishing bugs, okay? So it's like I squished a bug yesterday. I didn't squish a bug. I let a bug out yesterday, and I mean I've already thought about this for a while, for years and years. But like, why do I let bugs out? Okay, why do we bother? You know, it's not a moral argument. I think, bugs have the level of moral consideration like close to bacteria of like it's really not relevant at all. Just trying to get it better. Like completely morally irrelevant little guys. But what I would say is that every time we practice a virtue, practice an action, we carve ourselves a little tiny bit. And it's very hard for me to imagine someone who lets bugs out being tempted by evil, right? Like, and we don't get a lot of opportunities in life, especially when we're younger, right? To express, mercy and gentleness and, care for something that can't give anything back to us, even if it's pointless. So I think it's just a good, what is the word? Practice, like practice in the sense of like prayer is a practice, or that, it's just something that I think is worth incorporating into your life, and that it's good to do, and it just makes you better. And then, practicing that makes it come more instinctively, right? Like, the goal with virtue is always, we don't have time in the day to, every single time we approach every single situation, to write a doctor's moral philosophy thesis on what we should do, right? And there's going to be a million little challenges, and even if it's not a challenge, it's like, okay, well, could this response be, oh, look, speaking of fucking bugs, see, it's also relevant to these guys. I don't know if you could see them, but the invaders that were being urged to squish, I've chosen not to squish them because I think that the stuff that I'm talking about now is more important than the environmental impacts, because squishing 10 bugs isn't going to make a difference and nature's going to reach homeostasis anyway. But anyway, so yeah, I was just saying, like, we don't have time in the day to write a fucking philosophy thesis every single time we shoot a message over. But when we consciously practice the virtues that we want to inhabit, then those things come more naturally and more quickly, and without thought. You want the whole point of virtue, or like a good goal to work towards, isn't to be able to, like, it's the first step is being able to figure out, like, okay, well, what in my moral system is the right thing to do. But it's very, very rare that you make a decision based on like a conscious think, and you have time to sit down for a fucking hour and think about a complicated decision. You want to get to a point where the virtues that you want just arise naturally, when you need them to. So yeah, that's why I let bugs out. All right, quick little return video. Pretty solid 4 minutes, I think.